Welcome back to We're Not Really Here. Joining me, Kyle Walker, is Richard Dunn, Paul Dickoff and Natalie Pavelek. A cruise for the Blues, as Ali Mann said in commentary, as Manchester City take a 1-0 win going into half-time. Paul, I'll come to you first. What did you make of that first half?
Yeah, really comfortable. Playing really well. To be fair, Olympiakos look as if they've got no ambition about them whatsoever. And it's been men against boys really. But thing that's impressed me the most, we're talking about the formation before the game, is interchanging up front. And I think with the goal we've seen that. And we've got our two wide players inside the 18-yard box. Fantastic back heel from Raheem. Great finish from Phil, and they're not just staying to their positions, they're causing Olympiakos all sorts of problems, which they've got to, because Olympiakos have said no ambition, play me a back 5, 4 in front, literally defending from 30 yards out.
I think Olympiakos have had something like 1 or 2 touches in our half for that entire 45 minutes, and the stats kind of say that as well, Richard. Total domination. We're looking at 10 shots for City, none for Olympiakos, 5 on target for us, none for them, and about 70% possession over the half, so total domination.
Yeah, it's been a really good performance, and I think what will have pleased the manager is the fact that the way City have been able to press Olympiakos, making them go long and then just returning the ball back in and dominating again in their half. And it's so difficult. I've played in teams when you can't get out sometimes, and all you want to do is kick it as far as you can and just push up. But they don't even have the time to push up, to get up to the halfway line and regroup, because City are so quick at coming back, and it's painful to play against when you're just being dominated so badly. And it's you've seen towards half time there, they started to lose their discipline a little bit, and they're trying to provoke the City players to try and hopefully get one sent off so they can have half a chance. But it's been really good from City.
Now, Paul, Manchester City does need to stay in the driving seat, don't they? Because with a point, we'd be going through, but with all 3 points, so we'd remain, in second gear. I say we're in now. We've not even got into third yet. So this second half, what are you expecting?
Look, I think from Pep Guardiola's point of view, they want to get that second goal and put the game to bed. And, as we spoke about at the top of the show, whether it's getting minutes for Sergio Aguero or Fernandinho, or maybe the experience of some of the younger lads getting on there. But the way it's going at the minute, and for me, Olympiakos, and Donny's bang on, they've got no out ball, but it looks to me as if they don't want to have an out ball. They just want to, whether the manager said to them or not, that qualifying for the Europa League and keeping their goal difference down already, and for me, they just look as a team with no ambition. And I'm a little bit disappointed, because the second half here at the Etihad, they caused us a few problems, and maybe coming off the back of the Tottenham game, you would have liked, with their record at home, not being beaten as well, you would have thought they would have had a bit more of a go. But it's only a matter of time before that second goal comes, and then more.
And of course, that first goal came on the 36th minute. It was a lovely worked goal. So you had the long pass by Gundogan to Raheem, who then did that back heel that we all gasped at when we saw it again. And then Phil Foden in front of goal, just calm and mature, and just puts it away, Richard. It was a brilliant worked goal. It
was great, and it was the pass into Sterling was quite quick, so to be able to do a back heel at that speed is very impressive. And it wasn't just a hopeful back heel; it was spot on, straight into the position where Foden wanted it. And like we've seen from him, his finishing is getting better and better and better as he goes by. And he fully deserved his goal. He's been really good in that first half, and he took it really well.
Now, I'm not going to jump the gun, all right? I'm not going to be one of these fans that are just very reactionary. But is there a question about Manchester City's finishing product at time? Now, I am going to say, I know what Manchester City are capable of. I know the goals and the amount of goals they can score. But Rodri's had shots that have come close. Foden, Gabriel Jesus as well. We've had 12 shots, 7 on target, but we've only scored 1, Paul.
Yeah, but you can only create the chances, and sooner or later. When you've missed, as we have done this season, Gabriel Jesus and Sergio Aguero for the amount of games that we have done, you are going to suffer a little bit in front of goal, but then that's why it's so important that people like Raheem and especially Phil Foden now chip in with their goals. And you keep 12 shots, 7 on target. You keep doing that and keep doing the right things. The goals will come without a shadow of a doubt.
I think one of the stats which you spoke about this week is they're having lots of shots still. They're still creating opportunities, but a lot of the shots are coming from outside the 18-yard box, which makes it obviously more difficult to score. And you see with the goal itself, they get within 12 yards of the goal, and it gives you a much better chance of actually finishing it. So it's probably sometimes just take that extra pass and just build it a little bit more, and the goals will start to flow again.
So Raheem's had an interesting first half as well, as we mentioned that incredible back heel there as well. He had the free kick just right at the end of the half there, Paul, that Paul made the goalkeeper do a great save. And then, as Richard mentioned, he's picked up a card having an argument with one of the Olympiakos players who now look like they are hassling him a little bit. How would you assess his sort of first half performance?
Yeah, he's been everywhere. I think his movement's been great, as we know. And one of the things that doesn't always he doesn't get the credit for, and Donny touching it, is the pressing that he does. 9 times out of 10 when City do press from the front, it's him that he's the trigger that goes and sets it off. But he's just got to be a little bit careful. I'm the last one to talk about people getting involved with different things, especially after getting a card. But they've obviously targeted him. And Rafinha's in his ear, and then straight after they both get booked, it was somebody else's turn. And that was old school, wasn't it? You used to be told to take it in turns to try and wind the other best players up.
Did you?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've seen that as well with John Stones at the end. It seems like these Olympiakos players are trying to really wind the Manchester City players up, because now City have got all the possession, they're having all the shots, and they're winning. It feels like Olympiakos, Richard, are just trying to push them into making a mistake, maybe getting a second yellow card for some of the players as well.
Yeah, and it's really the only way they can make it a level playing field, because City are so far ahead. They need at least one player to be taken off the City team to give them half a chance. And when you talk about teams like Olympiakos, and we've seen them before, and they get so much energy from their fans, who obviously aren't there tonight. It makes it difficult for them. So they have to go through all the old tricks in the book and try and work out a way, and they've not been able to. And I think Sterling's obviously the captain now. He's become a leader in every sort of role around in what he does, and I can't see him losing his head and picking up another one.
Now, I'm generally the eternal optimist. I always feel optimistic about City. 93-20, ask the people around me. I was at we can still do this. Saturday has rocked me a little bit, and obviously we've dominated this game up to now. We dominated Saturday, so I was just wondering if one of you could just make me feel a little bit better and just calm my nerves going into this second half.
Yeah, they're so inferior to Manchester City, and I think they realise that, and that's why they're resorting to the tactics that they've got. But you've no need to worry at all, Natalie. Yeah. The thing is, look, even if they do come out and start having a go at us, it's going to create more spaces for us, and we've got so much more quality than them.
Now we have to look at the subs bench, because I have a feeling we will see some of them coming on this evening. I mean, we've got Mahrez, you've got Torres, you've got some of these players, you've even got Tommy Doyle, Cole Palmer as well, some of the youngsters. Do you think we'll see some of those this evening, Richard?
I think it'll be more players that haven't played. So the likes of Torres and Mahrez might stay on the bench, and it might be the likes, like Dickie has said, about getting minutes into Aguero and Fernandinho and bringing them back in, and hopefully then it can be a couple of the younger lads. And what's great so far with the Champions League is the 5 substitutes and having that option of changing the big number of players. So it's all about getting that second goal and getting it early. I think in the home game it was the 80th minute when it went in, and if you can get it in the next 15-20 minutes, then it gives them a little bit of a longer chance on the pitch.
It definitely means they'll shut up the shop, won't it? If they get a goal early on, I don't think Olympiakos will be able to get absolutely anything. We talked before about Edison's focus and how he has to stay focused even when nothing's happening. He must be sat in that goal thinking of everything, Paul.
I genuinely don't think he's touched the ball with his hands. Everything that's came through to them, because they can't get out, because they're playing with one up front who's in his own half most of the time. He's a bystander, but like he said himself, that's when his concentration levels just have got to be absolutely spot on, just in case. But I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
Not jinxing it. Definitely. Now, we are thinking about this second half, and you do have one eye on the Premier League, because we do play Burnley this weekend. The games are thick and fast. We know everyone's talking about how much of an impact it is having on those players, but we always worry about the health and safety and the well-being of the players. They want to play, don't they? They want to get minutes in, and it's important for Fernandinho, for Aguero to get those minutes in.
It is, and players will always say they'd prefer matches than training, because that's where the buzz comes from. That's what they actually prepare for, is to play games, and it's up to the manager and it's up to the coaching staff to make the players understand this is a unique year. It's different to anything else, and they have to be more sort of responsible about how their injuries are occurring and recovery and all that stuff. And 20 minutes tonight for Aguero might mean he can do 60 on Saturday or something like that, and it's about giving each player the amount of minutes they need to get back up to 100%.
So hope for the second half then. Are we kind of all in agreement that we'd like us to get another goal within the first sort of 15, 20 minutes, make some changes, let everybody calm and get sort of looking ahead as soon as we can to back to the Premier League and trying to get the momentum going back there again?
Yeah, just be more of the same. We've dominated. We look like we're going to score. We've dominated in games recently where we've not really looked like we're scoring. I think we look a lot more sharper in the final third tonight.
And how important do you think Gundogan has been this evening? Because, again, he's one of these players where I feel like they don't get the plaudits, they don't get the appreciation, because everything they do, they just do their job and everything goes swiftly for them.
Yeah, he just keeps it moving, keeps the whole game just ticking over and over. And every time we lose the ball, he's the one that you're looking at to try and recover it. And as soon as he does his forward passes, which is so important, you see so many midfielders who are happy to get it and pass it sideways and backwards. And it's trying to be that one who can play forward. And I just hope that last 15 minutes of the first half has irritated Man City, because they've trying to wind them up and they come out and show them how to play proper football and finish them off.
One player I don't think we've really mentioned, except for briefly about his goals, Phil Foden. I mean, he just seems to be firing on all cylinders. We've seen what he's done on the international break, but he's come into this one and he just seems to fit perfectly in this squad now, Paul.
Yeah, he does, and he has done for a while, Kyle. We've said it all the time. He's going to be a superstar. People keep talking about one for the future. We keep saying he's one for the here and now. His finish was quality. His movement coming in off that right hand side and causing problems, and we all know he's got the quality in the ball. Without the ball, he's got energy, and he's been outstanding again tonight. Every time, whether he starts or he comes on, he makes an impact.
It's going to be so horrible when in Scotland play England for us, isn't it? Because you're going to be thinking, no, Phil, yes, Phil. Like, what do we do? We won't know what to do.
No, it's not going to be horrible at all.
We'll park that chat until next summer. We'll all remain friends for now, right? The second half is coming up. Manchester City, they are winning 1-0 against Olympiakos in the fourth game of the Champions League. Make sure you stay tuned, because we will be back after the second half to review the full game, and I hope we've got 3 points at the end of it. We'll see you after.